नमस्कार. आयच्या डिबेटात तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. कायतू इंडियन काय पुर्तुगेज हाजेर हायकोर्टान ऑर्डर दिल्या, पण ती सामकी सामान्य मनशाक समजोवपाक मातशी कठीण. सो ती नक्की ऑर्डर कितें, कारण हो प्रश्न एकटी कायतूचोच ना जाल्यार हजारांनी गोंयकारांचो आसा. आनीक हातूंतल्यान मुखार कितें जावपाक शकता आनी नक्की ह्या ऑर्डरीची विस्कटावणी कशी करप हाजेर आमी भासाभास करतात. आनीक म्हजे बरोबर 3 मानेस्त आसात, तिनूय लॉयर. ते दोग जाण हांगा आसात. ते सद्याक पयले म्हळ्यार राधाराव ग्रासियस, जाणी ह्या भुमिकेचेर व्याख्यानाय दिल्यान आनी डिबेट्सूय अटेंड केल्यान. ही इज गोईंग टू एनालायज द ऑर्डर. आनी दुसरे आसा आमचे बरोबर म्हळ्यार क्लियोफास बाब पुतीन, जे सतत ह्या विशयाचेर मार्गदर्शन करत आयल्यात सगळ्यांक आनी कायद्याचे खाची खळगे सांगत आयल्यात. हांव राधाराव तुमचे कडच्यान सुरवात करता. इंटरप्रिटेशन कितें ह्या ऑर्डरीचें, म्हळ्यार ज्या कॉम्पिटंट ऑथॉरिटीन सांगिल्लें की ही इज अ पोर्तुगीज सिटीजन म्हणून, त्याच कॉम्पिटंट ऑथॉरिटीक सांगलां की यू रिहियर इट विदीन नेक्स्ट 3 months more. And for now, the order has been set aside. What do you make of it?
See, it is something like, Valanka filed a petition. Now, Valanka, as we know, is the CEO of the Churchill Brothers team. She must be feeling practically this is a football match. You see, the petition has been converted into a football. It has been kicked from Goa to Delhi and back to Goa, so on and so forth. And strangely, it's a match in which no goal is scored at half time, no goal is scored at full time, no goal is scored in extra time, no goals in tiebreaker also. And now a replay has been ordered. Effectively, this is a replay now.
Effectively, this is a
replay. Now, what happens is, in this particular matter, I was the advocate appearing for Valanka in Delhi. The original petition was argued by me.
Correct.
Where the court held that he is not an Indian national. Now, I must also say that, you see, when you represent a client, you reflect the client's point of view. And this petition wasn't exactly drafted by me. It was drafted by a different lawyer who had filed it in the High Court. And then he did not want to go to Delhi, so I proceeded there. But now I have a different viewpoint from what I had argued there on the legal aspect. But that I won't go into right now. Now the implication is that, you see, a court has the power to remand the matter back to the lower stage, to the lower court. If it feels that the lower court has not covered all the angles, so it may send it back with observations also, saying that these are the things you have not taken care of. So please rehear the whole thing and pass a fresh order. So this appears to have been what has been done. But of course, we don't have the copy of the order before us, so we cannot simply go on anticipating.
But you feel that this is less on the merits of that decision than the technicalities of the decision?
Obviously, I mean, normally it would appear to me that it's for technical reasons. It has been sent back for the authority to hear the parties again. You understand? Within 3 months, the parties will be heard again.
Okay.
And then the whole process would start again, back from the Union Home Ministry to the High Court and to the Supreme Court.
So it's the replay?
It's a replay, complete replay.
So very nicely said that this is a replay. कोणे लास्ट मेरेन गोल झाला ना, सगळे जाण रावले. लास्ट टायब्रेकर तरी बरो जातलो म्हणून रावले. आणि म्हाका फाटले 3 म्हयन्यांनी टायब्रेकराची गोल जातलो म्हणून वाट पयली. आणि आज गोलूय जालो ना. क्लियर तुम्ही कशे पळयतात? बॉल इज इन हुज कोर्ट नाव?
See, actually speaking, citizenship is a very important right of a citizen. Now, if the central government has held that Kaitu is not an Indian citizen, and our court feels that it is required to be remanded, it means that our court feels that something is wrong with the passing of the order. We do not have the benefit of the order. Maybe the court feels that Kaitu was not heard. Maybe the type of order that is passed is not correct. Maybe the court felt that it should have been more reasoned. Now, taking all that into consideration, the court has felt that it deserves to be remanded. Remanded means hear it again. Correct. And in any case, the courts had decided within 3 months.
पण तुम्ही म्हणता की दिस इज सेम क्वेश्चन, टेक्निकॅलिटी काय मेरिट्स ऑफ द होम मिनिस्ट्री ऑर्डर?
See, we do not.
What is remanded here? The technicality or the merit?
See, the judge has said that the order is set aside. Now, he has not said that it is set aside for what reason. Maybe if he had the benefit of the order, then maybe we could have said something. But at this stage, when we don't have the order, it may not be correct to pass a comment on what the judge has
Okay,
said.
the point is तुम्ही use केलता word मेरे set aside.
Yes,
So now that order becomes null and void.
correct.
Legally now that is null
Yes,
and void.
it
There's
is set
no
aside.
order. It
There is
means
no order.
There is no order.
There is no
Correct.
order.
Yeah.
He has to decide
There's no
again.
order.
आता तुम्ही जो आर्ग्यू केल्लो मॅटर तातूंतल्यान ही ऑर्डर बेजीक होम मिनिस्ट्रीची आयिल्ली वॉट इज युअर पॉयंट ऑफ व्यू ऑल द टेक्निकलिटीज वेर कवर्ड ऑल द पार्टीज वेर हर्ड all the procedures were followed because you're a part of it, how you would look at it?
You see, before going into that, one implication of this order is that now there is no fear that names will be deleted from the electoral rolls, because it appears based on this order, certain things were being said, that those who have registered in Portugal, their names will be deleted. Now there is no more ground, at least inquiry, again there has to be a finding from the Union Home Ministry before the government can even start inquiring into individual matters. So until these elections, there is no scope for any deletion of names of those who have registered in Portugal. Now,
No, I will go a bit further. Even those people who hold Portuguese passports without issuing them notice, the election
Yes,
commission
cannot-
has no
cannot
business to
to delete
delete
the
their names. The election commission will have to hear them.
every individual will
Everybody
have to be heard.
will have to be heard.
Once your name is there, you
The
can't
election
delete it.
commission is simply threatening people that they will delete without any notice. That is not proper. It
And
cannot
all
be done.
those people will get benefit of this order.
No, not only this order, because
Normal
our Supreme
course,
Court,
normal
our
So
course.
Supreme
you are going to the basic principle of natural
Correct.
principle.
Yes, that no, earlier occasions also, our courts, even the Supreme Court has said that even if you hold a passport, a Pakistani passport, it is not possible to disqualify, not disqualify, to say that he is a Pakistani citizen without
Without
hearing him.
नो आता मेन गजाल तुम्ही कितें म्हणटात तुम्ही म्हणटात की सद्याक एक यू हॅव रजिस्टर्ड युअर बर्थ इन पोर्चुगल
Yeah.
सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस होम मिनिस्ट्रीज ऑर्डर इट वॉज कन्सिव्ड परसिव्ड दॅट यू सीज टू बी एन इंडियन सिटीजन आणि ताका लागून आता नांवां आमची डिलीट करपा लागतात ती जी नांवां आसात ती आतां जावची ना म्हणटा तुमी एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ऑर्डर
No, what I'm
No,
saying is,
I don't think it is because of this order.
see, what happens is, as far as the state was, there was one order of the Union Home Ministry
करेक्ट
in a case like this. That order is now gone. So there is no reason why even the government should start issuing notices. If there was such an order, then they could have said, all right, it has already been decided, so issue notice to everyone who is in the same boat.
करेक्ट
So I would feel now they have no business even to issue notices right now until that issue is decided.
हे क्लियर व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट गजाल की नोटीस सुद्धा धाडपाचो तुमकां सद्या अधिकार
No,
ना
but I
टिल
don't
दॅट
think-
मॅटर
no,
इज
no,
सॉर्टेड
no.
आउट
I don't think election commission ever thought of issuing notices to people whose names are registered in transcribed in Portugal. They were only trying to delete those who held Portuguese passport. So I don't think this issue was ever there before the election commission. They never so said. But I will also tell you further, this judgment of our High Court is to a large extent in tune with the election result of Erasmo Sequeira. See, Erasmo was a Portuguese passport holder. He did not surrender his Portuguese passport. He in fact gave a declaration that he wants to be a Portuguese national. He travelled on that passport to London. From London, he renewed his Portuguese passport and still contested elections here. And the court held that he has not voluntarily done all this, which means that voluntarily taking up a citizenship, voluntarily taking a passport is a huge step. Now the question is whether somebody does something voluntarily, whether he has voluntarily transcribed his birth, whether somebody voluntarily takes a passport. Now that the whole question is whether around this whether somebody does it voluntarily.
knowingly or unknowingly.
Yes, no, voluntarily. See, if it is unknowingly, then it is not voluntary.
Correct.
Yes.
So the question comes knowingly or unknowingly, voluntarily or not voluntarily.
Yes.
तुम्ही कसे पळयता ह्या इशू कडे?
See, what happens now, as far as the law is concerned, we Goans are on a different footing. You see, we became citizens of India by virtue of the citizenship order
Correct.
dated 28th March 1962, wherein citizenship was conferred on all those who, as on 20th December 1961,
61.
were citizens of Portugal, let us assume. the citizenship was conferred. And there is a clause there which says that if I do not want Indian citizenship, I have to make in writing within 30 days to the governor that I don't want Indian citizenship. That is the law. Now, under Article 9 of our Constitution, if you voluntarily acquire foreign citizenship, you lose Indian citizenship. Now, it is my contention that the order of 28th March 1962 is a conferment of citizenship on all of us by the government of India. Now, our citizenship of Portugal has not been terminated. Under the Portuguese law, they still hold that we are their nationals. Portugal has not given us fresh citizenship. Under their law, all those who were born in the Portuguese.
So your argument is there is no document of termination.
No, I will continue. I will continue. Let me continue. See, what happens is, as far as the Portuguese are concerned, they continue to believe we are their citizens. And what we do in Portugal is not registration of birth. It is transcription. You see, what happens is, even under Section 22 of the Indian Registration of Births Act, if you go abroad and you have a child born there, when you come back, you can transcribe your birth here.
Correct.
Because you are Indian citizen. Now, what we do in Portugal is the same thing. Because we are Portuguese citizens, our births are transcribed there. Now, the question would be whether Article 9 is attracted. Now, according to me, it is not, because Article 9 talks of whoever voluntarily acquires. That means it has to be a subsequent event. Ours is not, see, we have not voluntarily acquired anything. We have continued to be Portuguese
It's a natural
citizens.
process you're saying.
No,
Yes.
this position.
You don't agree with that?
No, I don't agree with this.
Okay.
Because first, there are fundamental problems with what Radharao says. See, firstly, Article 9 does not come into picture. Article 9 comes into picture only in the year 1950, at the time the Constitution was brought into being. What would apply to us is the Indian Citizenship Act. And the Indian Citizenship Act permits for territories to be added thereafter, like Goa to added thereafter.
Yes, that is how Goa was added.
Yes.
Under Section 7 of
And
the
for us that law will apply, Indian citizenship law will apply. And this law and the order talks of retaining. That means if you want to retain your Portuguese citizenship, you please decide. There is no dispute that in 62 we were Portuguese citizens.
So if you want to continue.
If you want to retain, you decide.
Correct.
Within 1 month you don't retain, you lose. That is the whole word retain to be used.
Correct.
If you don't retain, you lose.
Correct.
So there cannot be that I still retain Portuguese citizen and you are deemed to be Indian citizen. The dimming citizenship is conferred on you. You are deemed to be Indian citizen because you have not retained that.
Correct.
So which means that the Portuguese citizenship is lost.
So
by the fact of not
our
retaining.
acquisition of Indian citizenship becomes voluntary
What is that? No, it is deemed on you. It is deemed. It is conferred on you.
No,
and a voluntary act.
No, it is conferred on you by law.
Correct.
There is no question of saying I do not want it. It is conferred on you by law. If you do not want it, then you take up, you say so.
Correct.
And say so, and then
Yeah, you take the procedure.
Take the procedure.
Correct.
And then you if you don't do it, if you don't take that Portuguese citizenship, you are Indian citizen because law confers that citizenship on you.
No, I beg to differ with him simply because, you see, under the Indian law, whether the Constitution or the Indian Citizenship Act, there is no provision which bars dual citizenship. There isn't a provision. More recently, they have created OCI. Let me complete.
There cannot be a dual citizenship unless a country gives you dual citizenship. Everybody is a citizen of one country.
Let me complete. No, that is not the law.
Okay.
See, what happens is, I am a citizen because citizenship has been conferred on me by the Constitution of India and by the order dated 22nd March. Now, for us, the law decides who is our citizen. There has to be something which would say that I cannot be a foreign citizen at the same time as an Indian citizen. There is Article 9 which says whoever voluntarily acquires, which would mean it has to be a subsequent act. That means subsequent to being Indian citizen, I have to acquire foreign nationality.
See,
my case is that we have been Portuguese nationals before we became Indian citizens.
So we don't need to reacquire it.
Exactly.
Okay. The issue is about reacquisition.
No. See, Pramod, this argument can go on till the cows come home.
No, till the Supreme Court
No,
decides
Supreme Court,
whether he is right or I am right.
Supreme Court has actually decided this
No,
in
no.
Father Chico Montero's case.
No, that wasn't the issue.
That the issue there, that was the only issue because he wanted to remain here in this country despite giving a declaration in favor of Portugal. So the court says you cannot be here. So it was in that context. And in fact, the opening words are very clear that he has not retained and hence he has to go.
No, that is precisely the thing. You see what he did. He opted out of Indian citizenship. And then he claimed that under the Geneva Conventions,
Correct.
he has a right to stay in
Stay
India
here, yeah.
without being an Indian citizen.
Correct.
Now, my case is not, I do not renounce my Indian citizenship. I say I am Indian citizen and I am also Portuguese citizen. You show me under Indian law which bars me from holding Portuguese nationality and Indian citizenship.
Basically, dual citizenship, if possible, has to be allowed by law. Now, all countries up to say 1950 or so had single citizenship. No country had dual citizenship. It is only after 1950 onwards that countries allowed dual citizenship. So the dual citizenship has to be allowed, not that a country what Radha says that show me where dual citizenship is not permissible. Dual citizenship should actually be allowed, and in under our system, dual citizenship is not allowed.
You are saying till it is allowed by law, it does not exist.
Correct.
That is your
Yes,
position.
absolutely.
No,
Now,
my position is,
Yeah.
unless the law bars us from holding foreign
It is
citizenship,
allowed.
It is allowed,
okay.
yes.
Now the question is, in Kaitu's case, now High Court said that on 25th October, they will also deal with the disqualification petition.
Correct.
Now that's a no-brainer now after this order. The disqualification petition.
That will have to wait for the central government to decide. That will have to wait. I don't think that.
No, on
the court will-
25th, if High Court is saying that we will also pronounce the order in terms of disqualification, you are saying, in view of this order,
Yeah,
nothing much can happen on 25th.
Correct.
Nothing much can happen.
Correct.
Rather,
You are right there.
Correct, because the authority under the Citizenship Act
Yeah.
is the Union Home Ministry.
The disqualification
that is
petition
decided-
becomes irrelevant.
Correct.
No, it has to be kept suspended until that order comes.
Yeah, and that order can come within 3 months because elections are not within 3 months now.
Elections are still 4 months
Yes.
away. Okay. The second issue is regarding Kaitu or Glenn Ticklow, these MLAs about whom there are doubts. Can they contest election now?
See, if the central government has not decided that they are not Indian citizens, they can certainly contest.
Okay. You agree with that? Till that moment, there is no problem.
Yes, as long as the law does not bar you. See, there are disqualifications under the law who can contest and not contest. So as long as there is no disqualification, he is entitled to contest.
Isn't it? तो मेरेन सुप्रीम कोर्ट डिसाइड करना तो मेरेन कोणाकच खंयच्याच मतदाराक नोटीस धाडपाचे किंवा तागेले ताजेकडे पासपोर्ट आसा
No,
म्हणून
see,
इलेक्शन कमिशन
they can go on, technically they can go on issuing notices.
They can go on issuing
But
notices.
it would be
No,
imprudent
this
to
is-
do
this
so.
is not, this is not correct. They can go on issuing notices. They can go on hearing those people and maybe passing orders thereafter. Each of these orders are liable to be challenged in the same.
irrespective of the Supreme Court judgment.
Correct. Because see, each
Election Commission need not wait for Supreme Court.
not at all, not at all.
Yeah.
Prudence demands
Yeah. That they wait.
since there is a big issue,
Yeah.
there is a big issue which is already before the Supreme Court or the court of the land to be determined.
No, I don't.
Once that is
See,
determined,
there is-
the
there is-
process should start. I would feel.
There is nothing before the
There is
court.
nothing which would
There is nothing
require
before the
them to do
there is
so.
nothing before the there is nothing before the court. And secondly, what happens is holding a passport of a foreign country is almost conclusive proof under our law. So it is proof. So then the person to whom notice is issued has to give
Then
evidence
you are saying
against
I
the
will have to
proof.
go to an extent of saying that I did not know that I had a passport and I had it
Correct,
voluntarily,
correct. That
which
is-
is an absurd argument.
No. It is not
I can say
absurd.
that I have a passport and I don't know how I have it.
No, Erasmo succeeded in proving to the court, and the court accepted. Yes, I had a Portuguese passport. Yes, I travelled on a Portuguese passport, but I did it for compelling reasons. When the court accepts his compelling reasons, means the court believes that he did not do it voluntarily. He did not have the intention of going to Portugal. He did not have the intention of taking Portuguese citizenship. He did it for those compelling reasons.
Compelling.
No, but
Okay.
just one. That is the G.Y. Bandari versus Erasmus Siqueira case.
Yeah.
Now, in that
It went to
case,
the Supreme Court, by
it
the way.
went to the Supreme Court, and there's one difference there. The government of India informed the court that he was allowed, Erasmus Siqueira was allowed to keep the Portuguese passport because government of India needed it to use him for certain diplomatic reasons. That is what.
That's the major game changer you are saying.
Yes.
Amit Palekar joined the line. Amit,
You cannot say cannot say that I did not know about this act of mine and then I must be allowed to vote. If you have chosen to be a citizen of another country, if you have chosen to be a passport holder of another country, you have no right to vote. because it is a matter of choice. It is a matter of
acquisition of passport cannot be involuntary.
correct.
it cannot be involuntary.
It cannot be
It's a choice.
involuntary.
Yes, it is a choice.
It can be an argument for law, but it cannot be involuntary in
Absolutely
reality.
not. You cannot say that I was forced to take up the passport, or then it was endowed upon me, and then I am decided not to go
I'll
ahead.
tell you.
Passport cannot be endowed.
See, I'll tell you, there are two direct judgments on this. One is Erasmus judgment. Secondly, a judgment of 1965, Ayub Khan, which says that a person holding a passport of a foreign country cannot be said to be not a Indian citizen. See, in 62, this view was taken that the moment you hold a passport, you should be deemed to be a foreign citizen. In fact, H.M. Sirvai opposed this. He said a citizen of a country cannot be put on such terms that by way of law you take away his citizenship. And in fact, in 65, the Supreme Court itself corrected its own view of 1962. So I am not saying that the Portuguese passport holders or passport holders of any country should be allowed to vote. All that I am trying to say is they should have the option of proving, if at all they have a proof, that I did not do it voluntarily, that there was a fraud, there was misrepresentation in giving me
a passport. Okay.
No,
See,
no,
just
but
I'll
then-
just
keep in mind
one thing. Keep in mind one thing. Kaitu also tells the court and tells the prescribed authority that I do not know how my birth is transcribed there. See, the whole point is whether he did it voluntarily or he did not
Okay,
do it
I'll take
voluntarily.
Amit on this. Now, this is a very interesting case. काही तू स्वतःच म्हणता की आपल्याला नाव थंय कशें पावलें आपल्याक खबर ना आनी आपल्याक काही इच्छाय नाशिल्ली ती नाव हें करपाची म्हणटा पावलें आतां ताचे खातीर आपल्याक कित्याक तुमी दोश दितात ताचे खातीर आपल्याक कित्याक तुमी ख्यास्त दितात
Passport कसं मिळावं?
Passport na.
No,
He does not have a
he
passport.
doesn't have a passport.
He
I
does
am
not
not
have a
talking in vis-a-vis Kaitu, but involuntarily the Portuguese consulate has transferred his name there, then they should be held responsible for this. They are taking away citizenship.
Hold the Portuguese
But you,
government.
Kaitu's argument is I cannot be blamed.
How is that possible that somebody's name is transferred to another country's as their national and it is deleted from this country's citizenship? That means there is something which is wrong in the system of the setup as far as India is concerned.
Of that country.
Or
that country,
or
not this country.
See,
if I am told as a citizen of USA tomorrow, does that mean that I lose my citizenship here? No, there must have been certain acts which have been done voluntarily which prompted that country to accept me as their citizen. And if there is something that has gone beyond what is met the eye or beyond the law, then it is the personal responsibility of the concerned person to show that yes, something has gone wrong. But otherwise, there is something.
Otherwise, there is no defense, you are saying.
There is no defense.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Mage, before
But
going to Radha,
one more last point. See,
yeah.
that you have no defense. That is what the central government has to decide. That you are making a false defense.
Correct.
So this
cannot be admitted.
Yes.
Okay.
What defense you are making is not acceptable. This is what the central government must
एक
say.
गजाल आता आयची जी Kaituची because you joined us just now. How are you interpreting it? Radhava had a very interesting analogy to say. He said की फर्स्ट हाफ जालो फुटबॉलाचो सेकंड हाफ जालो एक्स्ट्रा टाइम जालो आणि टायब्रेकर जालो आणि लास्ट मेरेन गोलूच जालो ना आणि नाव द कोर्ट हॅज सेड की रिप्ले म्हणून हाऊ आर यू इंटरप्रिटिंग इट
See, it is that way only. Actually, maybe court has played it very safe in terms of Goan population, which lot of it is out of Goa, or has opted for this citizenship of or passport of another country. पण पळयत जाल्यार खंय तरी नरवा कुंजरवाच जाला.
The court has taken a safe stand, you are saying.
Very safe stand. It's like a rider. This shall not come in the way of the previous
I
laid down
see.
judgments or otherwise. It is similar situation, I think. And I think a court has actually kind of sat on the fence here.
Okay.
If you see.
Now, this is a
I mean,
very
there is no
interesting point.
contemptuous statement, but yes,
Both
I
of
feel
you
it.
probably shied away from saying this, but Amit has said this. So, has court shied away from taking a very definite stand on this?
No, we don't have the benefit of the judgment. Amit may have had because he came late. He may have read the judgment and come. I don't know. But without looking at the judgment, it may not be possible to say. But the fact of the matter is the court has felt that something is wrong somewhere. Now let us look at the order before passing comments in that
Okay.
form.
You'll stick to this or you'll have a different point
I
of
don't
view?
think so, yes. But that's what I said. Now, let me have a look at the order. See, on this registration of birth, now Cleo's argument that registration was done in Portugal without my knowledge, that holds for every birth. No person knows his birth registration because he does not know when he is born. He doesn't register his birth. His parents do it. So can he, after some time, say that I did not know? You are not bound to know your registration of your birth.
Transcribing it
Now,
there.
yeah, so therefore,
Transcribing
registration
it-
of birth is an official document which must be taken as proof of itself.
See the-
Now, therefore, if someone alleges that it has been done without his knowledge, it is for him to prove it. Obviously.
So you agree with, so first time you both are agreeing on something.
No, no. Now I will also further on say.
No, see-
Further on, I will say that
Yeah.
when you have a passport,
Yeah.
you cannot then argue that it was involuntary. More so if you have travelled on it.
Yeah.
You see, if you have travelled, there is no question of saying involuntary.
Involuntariness is
Yeah,
completely,
gone.
yeah,
But
gone.
no country is going to give a passport unless you apply for it.
Correct.
So the moment you have a passport, it means you have a passport.
Then you are saying even that that fraud was committed upon me by giving me a passport argument does not hold.
Hold
any
good.
water.
But
Okay.
of course I would say
take
that
this argument to another way.
Okay.
Somebody takes a power of attorney from you and transcribes your birth. Somebody takes a power of attorney and obtains passport from you.
But power
Now,
of attorney is not voluntary.
No, the whether I have actually given that power of attorney
Okay.
to that person is another angle to be seen. So these are all
No,
issues.
no, you may
These
do
are
that.
all
You-
issues.
in
These
the
are all
matter
issues
of
open before the
passport,
court.
you may do
Power of
argue
attorney
whether my
cannot apply.
parents
Probably
have
because of
registered
such
or not.
brilliant arguments of brilliant lawyers, as you are saying, court has said, go back,
see-
decide about it
No, no,
again,
it is
and
not
then
like
come
that.
back.
See, the point is, citizenship is a very important right.
Correct.
So every issue will have to be threshed out. If I say that I have not given a power of attorney to somebody, then it will have to be seen whether I have actually given power of attorney. Maybe my signatures will
So
have
there
to
should
be
not be
taken.
an iota of doubt
Doubt,
while doing that
absolutely.
judgment.
It is almost like in a criminal case. That sort of a proof will have to be required.
But none of these things can be done by way of power of attorney.
No, this is not correct.
You cannot apply for a
Registration
passport.
of birth is,
Transcription
I am born, my parents register my birth.
Transcription is always by power of attorneys. In fact, passports is also through power of attorneys because the Portuguese government allows that. Most of the people who give power of attorneys give power,
In that
including
case,
No, no,
it's very
final,
simple. The
final, yeah.
records will be available.
I'll, because you joined us late, I'll give you final word. Looking at this whole scenario, what do you think where this will head? Now, till election, nobody
There
is
will
in
be lot
danger.
of
Nobody
happy-
is in danger. The
There will be
political
lot-
fallout of it.
Then there will be a lot of happy people, especially from the various parts of Goa who had actually migrated or who are holding other passports, so or who have registered their births. And there are a lot of politicians, I think, who might be more happy than anybody else, because the absolute fallout of this is that there is lot to benefit from those people. Because as like government is also kind of would take credit for this, that we have defended the particular issue in a manner so that now you should vote for us, because now we are going to take this further from ahead from here.
Yeah.
So I think it has got a lot of implications politically. Otherwise, I don't think there is any
No,
other
I don't
issue.
think the government has defended simply because the present government has held him not to be an Indian
My,
citizen.
just last
No,
10 seconds.
this order was not passed by the present
No,
government.
10
It was passed by the
seconds,
Congress
I want your clear thing. Now the ball is practically in Home Ministry's court.
Yes.
Does that make it advantage BJP? Because now my fate hangs in the balance, and the people who are going to decide it are the BJP guys.
Correctly, yeah. Currently,
Yes.
currently, yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously,
See,
okay, I'll
government
stop at that.
decisions are always politically influenced.
Influence.
And
Okay, I'll
it's
stop.
specifically more important because elections are just
Elections
3-4
are
months
just 4
away.
months away. हांव इतल्याचेर थांबता मागीर रायट पॉयंटाचेर आमी एंड केला. कायद्याचेर सुरू जाल्लें, राजकारणाचेरून थांबलें. म्हाका दिसता गोंयांत अशेंच जाता. पूण आयले इतली बरे भशेन विस्कटावणी केली. द कंप्लीट इशू आनी दोन्ही वटेचे आर्ग्युमेंट म्हाका दिसता राधा बाब आनी क्लेवा बाबान दोन्ही वटेचे आर्ग्युमेंट सांगले. पूण सद्याक अमितान लास्ट सांगलें तशें सगळ्याक खोशयेची गजाल, कारण आपल्याले कांयच वतना म्हणून. पण तातूंतल्यान सिटीजनशिपाचो इशू सॉल्व जाल्लो ना, कांयच सॉल्व जाल्लें ना. इट्स अ रिप्ले, बट एवरीबडी कॅन बी एक निश्वास सोडटा पळय मातसो, चल फुडली एक 6 मिनटां टेन्शन ना म्हणून तितल्याचेर रावपा. आतां तुमी आयले इतली भशेन भासाभास दिली. थँक्स अ लॉट. पळयत रावात प्रुडंट. नमस्कार.